Madam Speaker, in January, the President rushed through a massive stimulus bill, $787 billion, that was supposed to be targeted and timely for shovel-ready projects. And we had to do this to keep unemployment from going to 8%. Well, now it's at 10%, and rather than go back into the stimulus program and do major surgery, we're adding yet another spending bill from a different account. The stimulus bill, to begin with, only had about 27% in public works type projects. Most of it went to plus up pet political projects of Congress and to create 31 brand new federal government programs. And even then, 12% of the money is all that has left town. Most of it is still in Washington, D.C. To give you some example, there's a smart grid program, $4.5 billion. None of the funds have been spent. There's a $2.2 billion alternative fuel program. None of those funds have been spent. There's a $4 billion energy innovative technology loan program. Only $2 million has been spent. There's an $8 billion high-speed rail project, which zero funds have been spent. And there's $1 billion for the COPS grants program. No funds have left Washington, D.C. Before we go spending additional money, wouldn't it make sense to try to figure out what the logjam is? And then you go to the website of the stimulus program, and you can see the jobs that were created in the 99th District of the Virgin Islands or the 42nd District of Connecticut. The only problem is there are no such district. It's a fictitious number. Or you could go to Augusta, Georgia, and look at the housing projects where 317 jobs were created, only it really wasn't creating jobs. It was a bonus for the existing employees. Or, again, from the administration's website, $937 million were spent on $10,000 projects, 10,000 projects in which no jobs were created. The stimulus program is not working. We need to revamp it. Another reason why we don't have jobs under this administration is because of the cap-and-trade policy, which is going to run...
When this expired.
Could I have just a minute?
Mr. Kingston would like another 30 seconds. I'd be happy to yield it to him.
The gentleman is recognized for an additional 30 seconds.
I thank the gentleman. Cap-and-trade proposal, the scheme based on some phony numbers, not all of the numbers. Incidentally, I don't recommend Al Gore's poem to anybody, but if you have time for reading today, keep that one in mind. But it's going to run jobs overseas. We need to take a look at it. Particularly, it needs to be based on real numbers, not phony numbers. The health care policy, it's an 8% tax on small businesses with a myriad of new rules and regulations and possibilities of lawsuits. The banking bill, which is just going to crunch credit all over America. And yet, we're taking the money out of the and I yield back. This is not the right thing to do at the last minute.